taken over for a little while. So hi, and so we're going to have a look at a couple more games. So we're going to kick off with Gruttel Scuttle.
Gruttel Scuttle, yes.
Gruttel Scuttle,
So,
which I think is your team, isn't it?
Yes, it's my team, and it's very appropriate that I'm here to introduce them. So yeah, if the team want to come on over,
Yep.
And we'll have them introduce themselves.
Can you find it there?
Yeah. So I don't know if you might need to crouch down or sit there, but
Yeah, kneel before your masters.
yes. So do you guys want to just introduce yourselves briefly?
Hi, I'm Ryan. I'm the designer.
Hi, I'm Abby, and I was the lead artist.
Great. And we're going to play your game in a moment. Don't know if we're having a bit of a mic issue. Oh. You might need to reintroduce yourselves, maybe, just to be on the safe side.
Okay. Hi, I'm Ryan. I was the designer.
And hi, I'm Abby. I was the lead artist for this.
Excellent. So we're going to probably play Gruttel Scuttle, if we can bring it up in a minute. But do you guys want to just kind of give us a brief introduction while we're setting it up?
Yeah, it's a nice little colony management game where you direct your little lizards around and help them clean up trash.
It's a very cute art style for a very funky and friendly game. We took some inspiration from Crash Bandicoot for the environment. And yeah, hopefully you like it.
Yeah, well, we'll just boot it up now. Terry's going to be playing it, so I hope you're ready, Terry.
I'm ready. Yeah, okay.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Let's have a look at Gruttel Scuttle. I did play it, actually, over the last few days. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to having another go at it. So, click for next page.
So we've got lots of lovely art here, sort of explaining the Gruttel's situation. I don't know if you guys want to give us a running commentary of what's going on roughly, but
I mean, yeah, basically in the world they're being littered on a lot. They're trying to build a rocket to get to space because they get ready meals that have been dumped onto their planet. And so in their mind, they're like, we need to go to space to find the more ready meals. Abby made the world so you can speak more on it.
Yes.
So it's. I went too far. Sorry. They want this Nana. What is it?
Nana Betsy.
Nana Betsy's ready meals. Okay.
Yes.
Do they come in many flavours? Nana Betsy's ready meals.
Well, there is the radioactive Nana Betsy, which has been left out for a bit too long. And then there is the strong Nana Betsy, which will help bulk them up a bit.
Right. A bit like Weetabix.
Yeah.
Okay.
excellent.
So that's nicely introduced. So the ready meals are great. I love the idea. It's a bit cargo cultish in a way.
Well,
Yeah, well, when I initially created the world, it was a lot less cute and friendly, and it was more lizards do Mad Max.
yeah.
Yeah, a bit of that still lingers.
So I played a tutorial last time. So let's try playing the Gruttel village this time and see how at my depth I am. What would you suggest?
Well, the village is only really there for level select and some story. So if you want to jump into the first level, you could do that. But the village has some stuff in it if you want to check it out.
Let's have a look at the village
Go on,
then.
then.
Okay.
So I remember for this game, you guys were focused on kind of creating a lot of different characters, and I think you had a sort of procedural system for coming up with the bios for each of the Gruttels.
Yeah, we took a little bit of a thing from RimWorld where sort of the bios of the characters sort of generate randomly. And so we took random names and random bios, and they all get put together when you're in the actual levels for them. But then the hub world, there's a few that are like set in stone. So here you've got Smudge and Colonel, I believe his name is.
Do you get the name if you click on them all?
You'll be able to walk up to them when you finish this little tutorial here.
So this is the introduction to the hub world where you can build the old. Yeah. Okay.
You'll be able to use WASD for your camera.
Okay.
And we've got some lovely voice acting coming through. And was there any one person on the team, or were you?
We had a few people voicing it, but mainly that was Otis doing a lot of the audio work.
Yeah.
So any music you hear, any of like the voices, that was all him basically. You got some of the other team members to give him a little hand.
Oh, and there's the rocket.
There's the rocket. Cool. The cargo cultists. I love it. to go searching for Nana Betsy.
So how did you guys kind of arrive at sort of a cute art style? Because I remember early on you guys were kind of going for a very post-apocalyptic, like much more focused on the trash aesthetic of the game.
Well, as I was sort of like reintroducing the world after we had decided on it, a lot of people sort of fell in love with the Gruttles, even when I made them like these little dingy little things.
Yeah.
And so we ended up just making lots of little sketches, and we ended up just falling in love with them. And we were like, oh, you know, these could really have potential to appeal to a younger and sort of more Animal Crossing like audience.
So not quite the market you'd originally intended. Mad Max.
Yeah.
So what, just to speed me up a bit, what do I do to actually get a game going?
If you hold D to move your camera around a bit. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. And if you direct the Gruttel, you were just directing to the guy next to you.
To him,
Yeah,
right.
if you direct it to him and then press E.
Okay.
Give it a moment. There you
So
go.
pressing. Aha! Am I ready to be deployed? Nice interface. I like it. I would have figured it out.
Yeah.
But so they're the two levels.
These
yeah?
are the two levels, yeah.
So I'll start with level 1.
So yeah, you can see we've got the bios here for the Gruttles, and Terry, you've got to select a team,
Oh right,
and we've got our music coming in as well.
we're the team. So okay, so
So if you go A and D, I think it is.
A
Right?
and D to move the camera left and right.
ooh,
And you'll have to select, I think, and this level is 8.
how many do I get to select?
You get 8 out of the 9 there. So you're allowed
Pick a
to
total of
select
7 Gruttles to possess.
Yeah. And then when you've selected the ones you want, you'll have to drag and drop the power-ups on your left onto them.
I don't know. I'll just.
There you go. So now if you drag and drop the power-ups on the left.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's it.
So you'll have to click, I think, those Nana Betsy meals and feed them to the Gruttles, and then they become.
There you go.
Ah, right. That's that was me being dumb.
No. But yeah, I personally like the strong Gruttles a lot. I usually just have too many of them on my team, and then. But you do have to have a bit of a balance, I think.
So once I'm ready, I can go on. I can keep the ordinary ones, but it makes sense to have strong ones.
Yeah.
There you go. So now
Cool.
you can drag and drop them around the level.
I love. I like the banjo music in the background as well.
pretty
Yeah.
good.
That's really good. Okay.
So I guess you gotta just click and drag, but yeah, really distinctive art style for the game. I can't say enough good
Our
things about
artistic
the. Yeah. Must have been quite challenging to kind of come up with the systems and everything behind it, because there's not really many games that are exactly like it.
They really aren't, no.
Because you were looking at like real-time strategy, you were looking at sort of like clicker games, colony management
Yeah.
sims.
There's a lot that goes on in each level, and so it's kind of hard to keep track of if you're not always doing something. So if you click on the bridges that are highlighted in red, that'll pull them down.
So Terry's got a few making their way over to some trash.
Yeah, there you go.
And can you tell us a bit about the stress bar in the top right there?
Yeah, so as more litter falls through each wave, your stress will increase based off of the amount of rubbish in the world. And so the main aim of the game is to try and keep your stress levels down by keeping a continuous flow of rubbish going into the recycling machines, which thematically will help build the rocket to then help the Gruttles go into space.
And Terry's...
I'm failing miserably.
No,
It's-
Terry, you're expertly directing your Gruttles towards rubbish. I think...
It's a very hectic game. It was
It is incredibly hectic.
Yeah, we had a lot of feedback. Yes, it was like, yeah, it required my full attention. So that's fun.
Just keeping Terry on his toes.
Exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, it seems like we're getting some stuff to happen. We're getting the recycling going. Was it always the intent to have kind of a pro-recycling, kind of green, environmentally friendly message, or?
I think that was one of the things we started out with when we
What's that?
when we learned about Abby's World with the Mad Max vibe. Have the lizards clean up.
Yeah, so the idea sort of came off of okay, what is one problem that we're sort of facing in this world, and that is, pollution in the area. And initially it was sort of set in a more bayou setting. And so, I just kind of wanted to combine the community feeling that you can find in lots of media from the bayou, and then sort of combine it with the issues.
We've also got some very good animations from our animation student. Shout out, Ewan. I see you in there.
I can't. Too much.
There's too much for Terry.
You've almost got it. Don't worry, you've almost got it. Just one more wave, one more wave.
You've stumped Terry with the... Oh,
Hey, you got
Phew,
it. Just
I
about.
got there eventually.
Yeah.
But yes.
Oh, you got 3 stars too. Look at him go.
yeah, I couldn't even manage 3 stars when I was
neither-
playing.
neither can I, so-
You must have done pretty well, Terry.
It's beautiful. It really does look glorious.
Thank you.
I love the characterization of it all. So where did the inspiration come? I've been murmuring a little bit about cargo cultists, but where did the idea come from Nana Betsy?
Well, it was just a weird moment. I was just doing my homework and I had previous ideas, but nothing was really working. And I was hungry and thinking about Sunday roast, and I remembered the frozen Aunt Bessie's packets. I was like, oh, what if there was this little world and, they worshipped some god from a piece of world litter, and it sort of just spiraled on from there.
It has a ludicrousness which is glorious.
Yeah.
So I love it. So how did it go? How did the project go from your perspective?
It went relatively okay. It's a lot of work using AI, so when there's a problem with it, it takes a lot of work to fix it, so it's very time consuming.
So what would you do differently next time?
Ooh.
Good question.
Pick one thing. What would you change?
Probably use less AI, so it's less because it's a very systems heavy game.
Yeah.
So without our programmers on hand, sometimes it can be a bit hard to do things. So
Okay.
maybe less systems next time. That's what it really.
So I think we're ready to bring in our next team, but before we do either of you have any advice for any kind of fledgling developers or anyone coming up in the game development world?
If your idea isn't fun, don't try to make it fun. Start from scrap. Think of the first thing that's fun and then develop it from there, is what I found really helps.
That's good advice. I like that very much.
Anything from you, Ryan?
I mean, basically the same thing. Just make sure your idea is solid and just build up from it, because we had to restart our idea maybe like 3 times to get something good. So, yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you very much, guys.
Thank you very much.
And
Richard, thanks for coming in and showing us it. And